crumble. Did I just say rumble? I meant crumble. They're ready to crumble. They've been all stressed out and geez, this radio show starts right now.
What's up? It's Thanksgiving, baby. What are you happy about for Thanksgiving? What are you thankful for besides Hollywood?
I've got food in the oven.
You got food in the oven. That's what you're thankful for?
Food.
You can't say I'm thankful for my best husband in the world?
So, sup, Hollywood.
Oh, okay. I get it. That's what it is.
Yeah, I am thankful for my children.
You notice I ain't in there, are you?
And, sometimes that guy over there.
Sometimes.
Sometimes that guy.
You know what I'm thankful for?
What?
Blowjobs.
Yeah, go figure. I knew that was coming.
I know. I'm very thankful for him. Right?
Is that what?
You know what? I'm thankful for girls that can freaking suck a golf ball through a garden hose. Very thankful for that.
So, did you hear?
I have to say, I thank God every day for him inventing it.
Inventing what?
Blowjobs.
I'm sure he didn't invent them.
Yes, he did.
No, how?
Because
how would he invent them?
He says to women, go take care of your man. Haven't I always told you that a way to a man's heart is a blowjob?
Yeah, because it's definitely not through his stomach.
It's not through his stomach, no.
No. Did you hear?
Did I hear what?
Did you hear?
That you were sending me a picture of neon across the street from your work that looked like a prick?
It looked like a wiener. Shut
the
up.
The things
that
freaking entertain you.
Dude, I had a consensus in a survey last night. I asked every customer that came in what it looked like, and I got
just shows you how many people have a dirty ass mind. What's up, everybody? WMMRDB around the world today. Yes, it's Thanksgiving. Do you know where Thanksgiving came from?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
It wasn't from the Pilgrims and shit like that. I don't even know where the hell that came from. But actually, it was Thanksgiving after the Civil War. Man, a lot of people died and stuff. And the only good thing Abraham Lincoln ever did was put that in place.
For real?
For real.
Then how come everybody assumes it's from the Pilgrims?
I have no damn clue how that came up.
Isn't that what the history books say?
You imagine me in a pilgrim outfit, I'd freaking shoot myself.
You'd be a pilgrim. I'd be dressed as an Indian princess.
You'd be a squaw?
I'd be an Indian princess.
I'm telling you what, where we live, man, the whole town's based on Indians.
I know it is.
It's like, dude, I want to grab a metal detector and I want to go out there and look for arrowheads.
You might find some down by the river.
I just might, man. The best river around. It's awesome living a block away from it.
The best river around. How many bodies have they pulled out yet?
I don't know, man. It's like Chicago down in there.
For real. It's like every time you turn around, and there was a body found in the Rock River.
We're going to be talking about friendship, life after tragedy, and what you're thankful for. I got to give Diana a shout out. She is in the Madhouse crew room.
Yeah. How you doing, girl?
What are you trying to be, an Italian there? You just got injected with one. You're not one.
I know. I'm not Italian. Damn it.
Not everybody's perfect. I get it.
I know. I'm a mutt, so it's fine.
You are a mutt, but you're a mutt, more of a Swedish mutt.
A Swedish?
Yeah.
Want to hear the list?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Swedish, Norwegian, Finnish, Dutch, Scottish, a little bit of Irish. Yeah. And then I think there's more.
Dude.
Yeah.
Your forefathers really screwed.
I know. God, they got issues.
It's probably, you know what? They probably all involved in an orgy and then they had you.
That's not nice. Shut up, dick.
Why I always got to be a dick?
Okay, asshole. Your butthole.
So what are you guys thankful for down there in the Madhouse crew? You know what? The parade's starting and stuff.
Yeah, I know. We're screwing up everybody's Macy's Day Parade by having our show. Who cares?
You know what you know what I think would be perfect?
Let's go watch the Rockettes kick in a straight line.
No, you know what I would think that would be the perfect thing for that parade.
What? Us.
A big old balloon of Hollywood.
Us on a float waving, because I could do the wave. Look.
Yeah, you could do the wave.
I got it. I got the wave. The parade wave.
So
good.
I have a question for you.
I might have an answer for you.
You probably don't, but
I'll give it a try.
You'll give it a try because you are China now.
Yeah.
Friendship. What do you think that means?
Well, being that I have nothing on my screen about it, this is going to have to go straight from my little brain, isn't it?
Yeah, some people have small brains, and like that
What
one
does
Albert
friendship what does friendship mean to me? Somebody that likes you for who you are and doesn't make you change who you are.
You know what? I really like that you said that. What about not wanting something from you?
Yeah. Somebody that wants to be your friend, and not because of what you have, but who you are.
Who you are as a person.
Yeah, definitely.
Not what you do, not what who you are, but as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very lacking nowadays.
It is, because most times people are because of who they are, what they do, how much they have, and it's stupid.
That's more of a fake person, don't you think?
Heck yeah, and there's a lot of those around here. There's a lot of fake people going around.
And you know how I look at it. I look at a lot of stuff through a straight prism. It's either black or white.
Yeah,
there is no in between with me.
There's no gray with you, no.
Not one bit. And you can attest to that.
Unless it's gray hair, that you got plenty of that.
That I do. I got plenty of that, man, living with you all these years. You give me gray hair, and I always say that's why men die sooner than a woman's, because you're giving all us the stress. But I do look at it from a different perspective than many.
Yeah.
I only have the one chance, and you're done with me.
Yeah, you piss off Hollywood, it's over.
It's done. Over with.
You're done.
You lie to me, done.
It's like, bye, Felicia.
And you know what I believe? My older brother once told me this. Always test your friends.
Uh-huh.
And you know what that means?
You're going to tell me.
That means if, say, you're a friend of mine.
Okay.
I'm going to say some stupid shit.
And see where it goes.
And see if it comes back to me. If it comes back to me, I'll never trust you again.
Okay, tell me some stupid shit so I could tell everyone. Because I'm going to make it come out way worse than what it was, just because.
You notice how it does that going down the line and shit?
I'm going to play some telephone.
That's basically what it is. And I don't understand why people have to do that. Especially, say you have a private conversation. I'm not one of them guys that say, hey, don't tell this person that or that. No. I'm going to see if you do that.
But the thing is you should never have to tell your friend, hey, don't say anything, but.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Because the minute you have to say, don't say anything.
Then I don't trust you.
Then they're going to say something. You should just automatically be able to tell a friend whatever, and it just stays there.
Exactly.
Because, and how many times have you said to people, dude, don't say anything, but how many times have people actually said that?
And I look at you and say it'd be back to me by tomorrow morning.
Or within the next couple hours.
See, that's one thing with me, and you got to attest to that, is within the first 2 minutes, I know what's up.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, anywhere between a minute and 5 minutes, you already can.
And I'll look at you and nod.
You can already tell, and you'll be looking at me going, no. Or you'll be like, yeah. But most of the time, it's no.
I just don't like fake people.
There's a few times I've heard, yeah, this one's good. Most of the time, it's no.
But why do you think people, in order to get a friendship, they want something out of somebody?
Because they're selfish.
So most of the people are selfish out there. I agree.
Well, and the other thing is don't come into a friendship
wanting something.
Come in a friendship as being who you are too. Don't try and pretend to be something you're not either.
Oh, damn right. That's why I'm very blunt and honest with people.
And it's like, I don't know how many
people get pissed about that. I don't understand.
I don't know how many times I've had dealt over the past years with people coming in pretending to be something they're not. And it's like,
and it's harder for women because women, they all, guys, they're asses, and all they want to do is get laid.
Yeah.
When a lot of times it's not about that.
All the guys want that notch in their belt or on their headboard.
And that's unfortunate because there's a lot of friendships between a man and a woman that actually is a good thing.
True.
You have a good friend that you've been around 4 years, knows exactly what's up, don't mess with you, and that's a friend. You'd have talked to him.
It's been more than that.
Well, probably more than that.
And it's been like almost 10.
Well, sometimes, blazing that weed,
It's been
I
since-
lose I
it-
lose time.
It'll be 10 years we've been friends next year.
So that's what I'm going to say. They don't. That friend don't care.
Mm-mm. He doesn't judge. There's. I love the friends that don't judge you.
Oh my God.
Like you make a mistake, right?
Mhm.
And your friends accept you for all your mistakes because that they're real people.
Right.
They're not fakes.
Exactamundo.
So it's like,
I don't like fake people.
I don't either. If you're going to be around me, just be your true self.
And I don't like people that use an angle on somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And I think women are more susceptible.
Susceptible.
It's hooked on phonics Hollywood time.
Susceptible.
Right. I'm liking this YouTube channel stuff.
I know, it's fun, right?
With the show,
It's fun, right?
It is fun.
Yay.
Because on the radio, we don't see anybody.
I know. I like it better because I like being able to see people in the chat, even though half the time I have to turn the chat off because it's distracting.
Yeah, you get distracted.
That's one of
easily.
the reasons why people, and I told people all the time that even though we can see each other in the cameras, because I actually said this on one of the shows that I did.
No, I don't understand.
We stare at each other
Yeah.
in the studio.
You know what though? What do you think about what Steve just said? Men are way better at being friends than women. I don't know
Women,
about that.
like with each other. I mean, like men and women being friends, or guys being friends with guys.
Guys being friend with guys.
That's because women don't really get along with other women.
Why is that?
Like me personally, I'd rather have guy friends than female friends because female friends stab you in the back.
Interesting.
I've had more female friends backstab me than I've had guys backstab me as far as friends go.
Mm.
And I know Hollywood, you say all the time, guys and girls cannot be friends.
Well, if they're coming from the wrong angle on it.
But I believe guys and girls can be friends. And yeah, I'm sure the guys in the back of their head are like, I'm going to bang that. And you're not. Because
no,
it's not going to happen. If it's going to happen, you'd know.
Exactly.
And it's like.
The reason I say that is because a lot of men are freaking animals and freaks. They don't carry that path that I do, that prism that I look through.
And I think women have a more difficult time being friends with other women because they're always competing against each other.
That's I don't understand why people have to compete against each other.
They always are. Like the one always wants to look better than the other. The one always wants to have more attention than the other. Like attention whores. I mean, I'm an attention whore, but
yeah, but you don't backstab people to get there.
Hell no, I don't. Because if I'm hanging out with other females, I get them involved in whatever I'm doing. Especially like, okay, even if I'm just going to the bar, it's like me and the girls. Come on, we're on the dance floor. We're getting dancing. We're dancing. I will dance with the females that I'm hanging out with and give two craps about what's going on around me.
What do you think about what Jason has to say here? Guys and girls can be friends. The females just need to realize at one point or another, the guy friend has fantasized about them regardless. Not me.
You don't do that.
No, I don't do that.
And to be honest with you,
am I very picky around women?
No, 110%.
Now, why would you say 110%? I'm very picky.
110%. You are very picky.
About who's in my circle or around me.
Yes. Whether it's a male or a female.
Explain, because some people be like, he's so outgoing on the radio and blah, blah, blah.
Because of the fact that you can read how people are. And it's like you get a wrong vibe within the first 5 minutes, then you're not going to let that person in.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to keep them at arm's length.
Mm-hmm.
Or further. Like town length.
Right.
You do. It's like a lot of people need to come to realize that, like,
because to me, friendship is something that's sacred.
That's what I was.
And I don't want.
That is exactly what I was just gonna say. Is a friendship is sacred to you.
And I don't believe in fucking that up for anything.
No, you don't.
I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you're hot, I want to bang the shit out of you. No, I don't do that.
No, you don't.
You know, sex comes and goes, but your friendship's always going to be there.
Well, you hope.
If it's
a true
mutual,
friendship,
if it's true and mutual, yeah.
If it's a true friendship, it's going to be there.
But I'm glad, I'm happy that you actually came out of that 110%.
110%. You have a small circle.
Very small
and
circle.
Ever since I've known you, you've got a tight, close-knit friends, right? But then you have a lot of acquaintances.
I don't even consider them acquaintances.
Well,
I just
people that you would say hi to and have short conversation with, but not ones that you would hang around on a daily basis with, is what I mean by acquaintances.
And you're pretty lucky to even get something out of me if I start talking to you.
Yeah, because we're like this on the show, but we're kind of like this not on the show too. But we keep a lot of people at arm's length. Because trust is a hard thing to build for friends.
And trust is something that's huge for me. That and honesty. You know what it is? You know what? Honor amongst men. That's what I have always believed.
Right.
And it's not like that anymore. Maybe that's why some people find me confusing. Is I believe in something that is long ago. That's gone.
Well, that's just like you can't, I remember you could trust somebody and take their word by a handshake, and now you can't even trust a lot of people with that.
Hell no,
because
99% of people you can't.
They will shake your hand and look you in the face and lie to you. And
but see, the difference between me and Mose is I'll call you out.
I was gonna
right
say
away.
you're like a real life lie detector. You can call out their lies.
You don't even try anymore with me.
Hell nah. I can't lie. I freaking laugh. I look at you and you're like, you just give me this like, really? And I'm like,
you know what, Road Rage? That's a good thing because you can have a close female friend. You've had one for 30 years. Never thought of her as anything but extended family. Banged all her friends, though. Her and J9 become super close, as we'll all talk in time. But why would you want to ruin something where you to have a family type of relationship just over sex?
Well, because sex is like a destroyer of everything.
I think it is. You're going down the right path here. Diana, I think honor among men should be there, and a handshake and honesty should be there all the time. I wish that was true nowadays. I wish that was true.
People being honest is like, I don't know, finding a diamond in the rough.
You know what? When I was working at as a bouncer over at Coco's on 19th and Lake, when it was still there in Melrose Park.
Yeah.
And, they were of the Italian descent. That's
descent.
all I'll tell you about that. But the old man, he passed away, told me the only one you can trust is in your wallet. And that's the picture of you and your
yeah, because didn't he ask you for your ID?
He did. He asked me for my ID.
Then you like handed it to him with like a weird look on your face.
Well, these were men of honor back then.
Yeah. Morning, Mikey.
Trust me, they're not like that anymore. They're all fucking ratting on each other and all that. But these were men of honor from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And it's just like not like that anymore. Maybe because I learned from them kind of people that I still have that embedded in me.
Most likely. And the one thing you never want to do with somebody is break that trust.
Because to be quite honest,
it's almost like an honor code.
Well, it is.
You know what I mean? You don't want to do it. Because guess what? Trying to rebuild somebody's trust after you've screwed up, it takes a while.
There is no while with me. It's no. Because I don't believe in second chances. If you didn't mean to do it, why did you do it in the first place is the way
Right.
I look at it. And I've always been that way. Growing up around street people, I realized that they have more honesty and loyalty, the so-called good people, and it's a trip. You know what? I have to agree to an extent. If it was, say, the 90s, yeah, maybe, but not no more. I don't see it anymore. Half of these people don't know what it even means.
Yeah.
Most people try to live their lives off of TV shows now.
That's true.
It's like, really? Are you kidding me? This is reality. This ain't fantasy land.
This is not Fantasy Island with little tattoo seeing the plane.
The pain!
The
The
pain,
pain!
boss. The pain, boss.
But I do think it's pretty weird that people say men and women.
I mean,
it's interesting.
You used to say men and women cannot be friends until you came to the realization that they kind of can.
Well, they can if there ain't no underlying motive.
Well, I think
And
it's
most men have that motive to screw them.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. But, because there's a but. There's a big old juicy butt there.
I'm telling you what, your butt ain't juicy.
Shut up. I don't have a butt. It's not there. It's all gone.
It's all gone. It is, though. Go ahead.
It's true. But it's like, you know, if you can get past all the, I'm going to screw her. Yeah. Okay, no, that's just not going to happen, okay?
How?
I mean, there's a lot of people that I consider myself friends with, but it's like, and I don't care.
And you know damn well they're trying to fuck you.
Well, guess what?
But you know that in the back of your head.
I'm always going to know that in the back of my head. It's just, I also know that it's not going to happen. It's not. No.
That's just like, you've been around me when women have approached me right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You've been around me.
Yeah.
And how do I react to that?
You tell them to go away.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah. You've had females try and sit on your lap. You've had shot girls, which, you know, they'll do a shot off me. And you're like, go away. Number one, don't drink. Number two, no. And I'll just be looking, going, whatever.
But I'm very blunt about it.
Yeah, you're always.
And that's why I don't like a lot of women around me.
Mm-hmm.
Is because of that.
It's one of the reasons why you and I do not hang out at bars together.
No, because I don't want women coming up to me.
Well, not just that, but people come up to you and they're all touchy.
Yeah, all they want to do is touch me.
Dude, did that on your face hurt?
No, motherfucker, it was just a needle, you dumbass.
Why do people ask if tattoos hurt? Why?
But I can't.
So dumb.
It's hard for me
No.
to go to bars because you know what? And I'm one of them guys, and I've told everybody this over and over again. If you're 2 years younger, no more than 2 years younger to me, if you're like 5 years, 10 years, I don't want to even have nothing to do with you. I have nothing in common with you.
With the exception of little Mikey Ball.
Oh, I'm talking about women.
I'm
now.
talking Mikey Ball.
Right. You know,
'Cause
Mikey Ball's my man.
He's awesome.
He is awesome.
He's so
You know, he had a interview with Black Dragon, and I guess my boy in
Road
there
Rage
Yes.
went in there saying, "What's up, Chocolate Thunder?" I was like, yes. He screenshot it and sent it to me.
at
I'm
least
like,
my
"Dang,
Madhouse crew keeping him on
that's
that
right."
point. But why do you think I am like that with women? Most guys would be like, "What the fuck are you doing, Hollywood?"
Why are you not letting her sit on your lap? And they do it in front of me, like I'm
Oh,
not-
they've come up and wanted to fuck me in front of you.
and I'm like, whatever.
But what is the first thing
Guess-
out of my
gue-
mouth?
Guess what he's gonna say? No.
And these are drop dead gorgeous broads.
Yeah.
I don't attract
not-
ugly. I don't
and-
attract ugly ones.
And it's not like we're going to a strip club and the strippers are coming up to him. It's like anywhere. It doesn't even matter.
I had to stop working out at my one gym.
Yeah. And you even and I'm gonna tell you, when you see Hollywood is not one to wear his wedding ring.
No, I can't wear it.
He doesn't wear it.
I don't
His
wear
original,
rings
his actual wedding ring is on my pinky finger
because I can't wear
because
rings.
he can't wear them because they make his fingers swell. So one day, and we still have other rings that he wears. You know, when we go places, he'll put rings on to, you know, even though it's not his actual wedding ring. But he has actually gone to the gym with a ring on, and he got hit on more with the ring on than when he didn't have it on. So now he actually quit going to that gym because he could not work out without being bothered.
Right.
And it's
and that's something
annoying.
that comes with this type of business. People know you, people see you, but at the same time, you know what? I start knowing what these other people in California go through, and it's so weird.
Yeah.
But what's even weirder is women have the nuts, so to say, to come up to me right in front of you and are that forthcoming.
Oh, all the time. They don't care.
Hello.
I'm like marking in "Have a great day" to Steve because he's
Oh,
off. He's
okay.
off to do Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have a good Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey and get in a turkey coma.
Have you ever seen me attract an ugly chick?
No. Well, your ex-wife.
Well, yeah. She wasn't that bad in high school.
Well,
though.
now.
But now it's like, dude, bye.
Your baby mama, she's.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two. I mean, I have seen two.
So what would you say to guys that look at me like I have three heads?
Well, you know what? Okay, here's what some people might be thinking. Well, it's because you're married to China. No, it don't matter.
I didn't do what the hell I want. I'm a man. I do what I want. I don't.
It
ask
has nothing.
permission.
It has nothing to do with I'm married to China. No, it doesn't. Because it's like he gets hit on, and I sit there and laugh.
Mhm.
And then they just look at me and I'm like, hi. And then, well, who are you? His wife. Who are you? Sometimes we have fun with it.
Well, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, so it is what it is. You
Oh
know?
my goodness gracious. But that's some of my thoughts on friendship right there.
Yeah.
It has to be pure. If
Mhm.
it ain't pure, it ain't gonna work.
Very true. So true.
Are you ready?
It's the first thing I switch on.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
The top. WMMR DB Rockford.
Oh yeah, we're back right now. We're gonna be talking about life after a tragedy, and that could mean anything that is a tragedy. How do you move on is the question here. Now, we've all had a lot of stuff that has happened to us in the past, and wow, it's sometimes you say, how the hell you move on? How do you move on? Now, yesterday, my pup, my Pitty, she caught an infection, I guess, and it was really bad. And I was sitting there taking a nap because I work a lot of hours. I work. And I had China and the kid take her to the vet. And I'm sitting here like, okay, maybe, she might be a little sick. But I never thought that she was, I guess there's an infection going around with dogs. And we had to put her to sleep. Now, this was my navigator, man. This is a dog that sat in the truck with me navigating everywhere. Am I right or wrong?
You are right. And normally she would actually be in here by my feet.
And was always around me. Now you're saying, well, what's that? It's a tragedy to me because I mourn more for a dog than I do people.
And that's 100% correct.
Have you ever seen me cry at a funeral?
Never.
Have I ever shown any emotion at a funeral, even for my own family?
No, none.
I'm
Never.
stone cold at that stuff. But when it came to my dogs, I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
I am. I can't be in the room when that happens.
Do you have a picture of her?
Yeah, I'd have to get a picture.
That you could put up.
But you know what I mean? It's hard for me.
Yeah.
To get close to anybody, even the family, because I look at it as a part of life. But goddamn, when my dogs go, it's messed up, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So
we couldn't get a hold of Hollywood because he was taking a nap.
I was taking a nap.
So I had to fly home, which isn't far from where the vet's office was, and wake him up because I couldn't make the decision without him.
And the decision was fast for me.
She was 10 and a half.
And I was like, my dog ain't suffering. I'd rather see a human suffer than my dog.
Yeah.
You know, let's see. Let's show pictures of my pup.
There's a Xena.
That I used to call her ZB.
But she actually had, she was a non-fixed. That's my favorite picture. She's a non-fixed pit. Which we chose when we first got her. She
never grew into her ears.
No, she never grew into her ears. We chose not to fix her when we first got her. And
no, she died a virgin.
She died a virgin. She actually got an infection in her uterus, which happens to a lot of dogs if they're not fixed over the age of 10, which caused severe pus to build up with a bacteria infection that was actually already leaking into her bloodstream.
And we didn't know about it. Because they don't show signs of that.
And they said it could happen within a day, 2 days to a week prior to them getting sick.
So we had to put her to sleep. And that one fucked me up pretty bad.
Yeah.
You never seen me messed up like this.
No. No. And I was actually shocked because the last dog we had to put down, Hollywood didn't even go with.
Because I can't take it. I'm going to be honest. I'm a bitch when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't want my dogs hurt.
So
that's just like kids. I can't see a kid hurt.
No. So Hollywood did come in and did take her for her last walk outside the vet's office and came in and said his goodbyes and then went out to the car.
Mm-hmm.
And our son and we had our daughter on video because she couldn't be here because it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
That the three of us were on, well, she was on video and the two of us were in the room with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was painless and quick.
It was very quick. Very quick.
But we had to put her out of pain because she was suffering.
You know, I took her on her little walk. I've done that with all the dogs and talked to them. But there's other tragedies in life too. That was just one that I consider a tragedy.
We brought it up because it did happen yesterday, and
you know,
we were all a basket case yesterday.
And the number one rule for me was there ain't no more fucking dogs around me.
Yeah, and our son said the same thing.
I can't go through it no more.
So we are one less in the studio in the morning now, and yeah, we've got.
But it's funny how the cat knew something was wrong, and I listened to the cat.
Yeah.
Did I or did I not?
Mm-hmm.
The cat knew something was up.
Yeah, yesterday the cat would not get out of my room.
Wouldn't leave her side.
She was pacing around the cabinets and the dressers and walking above the dog. So we had to get her in yesterday, and we did.
But anyway,
in other news,
what if you lived through a tragedy? Say it's abuse or if it's somebody dying. How do you move on with that? Now, counseling and me don't get along.
No, it don't.
And I just think because I see the world differently than somebody that's educated. So how would somebody that's normal go through it? Because I'm not normal.
Some people have to do it in their own pace, and it's the way I look at it is, as far as this morning we were actually contemplating whether or not to even have a show, but I'm like, no, the show's got to go on. I'm like, she'd be mad.
Right.
She'd be mad at us if we weren't.
But what if people went through something very, very serious?
Well, there's a lot of people that go through extreme serious things, like you said, people that go through abuse. I mean, that's something that's hard to get over, and sometimes you have to go as far as getting therapy for that. Sometimes.
How do they rediscover themselves?
You got to sit there and think of who you were before that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go back to who you were.
Shouldn't they have a strong structure of friends to be there with them? But some people never experience that.
Yeah. Well, and you also got to think people, some people, I don't know, people have their own ways of getting through things.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I tried getting through a lot of stuff that happened in like my past and my childhood and all that by myself, but it wasn't working. So I ended up going to counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I need a new one. He sucks.
But you reached out to somebody.
But I reached out to somebody because I needed more help than I could help myself with.
More help than I could give you.
And it's like sometimes that's what you have to do. Not everybody can, not everybody wants to go out and do that, which is fine. Sometimes you can get through things on your own, or if you have close family, if you're close with people in your family, like your significant other, or
I find it terrible though that family, I come from a different era, I guess. All my family's close.
yeah,
My brothers and my mother. The first one I was calling was my mommy.
yeah, he definitely, yeah.
When
He couldn't even talk to his own mom. I had to talk to her while we were at the
yeah, but
vet's
that's
office.
just something with what they always say that somebody that's Italian,
You call your mom.
always go to your mom.
Mhm.
That's the way Italians are and always have been, because you go for that wisdom and stuff. But how do you get on the right path again? Like you said, you have to remember who you were.
You got to remember who you were before the tragedy. And, even if it's abuse, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, which usually it's all three rolled into one, you have to remember who you were before you were with that person that caused all that problem.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to try and basically put yourself back into the mindset you had before that person came in your life.
And that could be a very hard thing.
And it is. It's usually extreme struggle, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Oh, fuck no.
I mean, it could take 6 months. It could take a year. It could take 2 years. But eventually, you're going to get back in that right mindset.
And you got to
right
stay.
frame of
You
mind.
got to stay away from toxic people that that wants something from you.
You do.
Because when they see a person in that position, that's when they strike. I'm telling everybody, that's when they're going to strike, is when you're at your most
When you're at your most vulnerable.
They're going to hit you right there and then.
And that's when they do it most of the time. That's when they do it. When they take advantage of you, they take advantage of your kindness, they take advantage of everything. They basically use you for whatever they can.
And again, with women,
and when you're going through a tragedy, that's the best time for somebody to take advantage of
that's the best way.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best way that they do it.
Yep.
And I think they're disgusting human beings.
It is. But, life after a tragedy, I mean, you got to think about it. You got to keep going, because if you give up, what's going to happen to you?
You can't give up on life. See, I love life to the fullest.
And you got to live every day like it is.
You're damn right.
Like me, my dad always says you live every day like it's your last.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, do I.
And you do.
Oh boy, do I.
You have to, and the way I looked at it, with the tragedy we went through yesterday, I'm like, the show must go on.
Mm-hmm.
We have to keep going, because if we sit here and mull over everything, and then we'll start, then the problem comes where you start pointing fingers and this is your fault. This is your fault. This is your fault. Well, it's nobody's fault.
Distractions are pretty big.
And
you went to work.
I actually did. We put her down at 10 minutes to 3, and I worked at 3:30 because my son's like, you need to call your boss and you need to stay home. I'm like, I can't. If I sat home, I would have went insane.
What do you think about people that go to me and say, you know what, you work too much, you work too many hours, that you're not living? I'm not happy unless I'm doing that.
Yeah, you overdo it, and I tell you sometimes that you do it too much, but
that makes me happy.
Yeah, and it's like you gotta keep distractions in your life. Like me, I distracted myself by going to work.
Well, I'm not just talking
by
about
going to work, but it's like you also got to keep in mind that when you work a lot, it doesn't mean you're not happy. It means you're wanting to do better for yourself to continue happiness.
Well, that's the biggest thing with me.
It's like you are a workaholic. But
does that bug you sometimes?
You know what? To be honest with you, no, because
I've always let you do your thing.
We kind of we do our things together, but at the same time we live a life together, but we live life separate at the same time. Because if we didn't do that, we'd both probably kill each other.
You're damn fucking right on that one.
You kind of have to. You have your friends. I have two. But whatever. But we do our own things, because if we don't, we'd make each other more crazy than we already do.
Because it was funny. The other day I worked a 13-hour shift.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked another 4 hours. So that was 17 hours. But I was happier than a lug.
Tired, but
yeah, I was. That's the best feeling in the world to me. And that's going to sound pretty weird to people. Is I like that feeling when you get home from work and you're just fucking beat to shit.
You're beat to shit, but at the same time,
you feel accomplished.
You feel like you were successful in your day and you accomplished something.
That's why I can't understand how, and this is coming from a guy's point of view, I don't understand how a guy will not go to work. I don't understand it. It confuses me. You got a lot of people, even our age, that will make excuses for not going to work.
Right.
What kind of foundation in life is that where you don't want to work for something? And then you'll sit there, and those are the ones that usually use people.
Yeah.
So doesn't it confuse you?
It does confuse me. It really confuses me because of the fact that, this day and age, you pretty much have to have a 2-person working force, and it's like, it amazes me.
What's even worse is when, say you're going through a divorce and the asshole it was hardly working or wanted to do that. What is that? DoorDash shit, whatever the hell that is, by the way. Or it's like, really, you want to take advantage of somebody and you didn't do shit? Doesn't that bug you?
It's highly irritating.
It is irritating.
Yeah.
How does women in general look at somebody who won't work?
Me personally, there's a person in my mind that I could use as a go-to for the thought process right now. But lazy.
If you guys didn't know, Diana's a good friend of mine from high school. Love her to death.
I look at a person that refuses to work as lazy and worthless.
Worthless.
Like, okay,
they're not contributing to life.
They're not contributing to life. If they have a family, they're not contributing to their family. They're lazy. They're pieces of shit.
Oh, ouch. Is that how most women look at it, though?
I mean, probably.
But what does a woman do?
Me personally, I'm sorry. If let's say you and I weren't together, I would never date a man that doesn't have a freaking job. I don't care what the job is, because I'm not stupid and greedy. I'm not out for somebody's money.
But they have to have a damn job.
But you gotta have a damn job. Because if I'm paying for all of our dates, you can go to hell. Date number 2 ain't gonna happen. You got to be able to pay your own way. You got to be able to do it.
China Doll, please stop talking about my brother. That's road rage. This YouTube shit is a lot better than the radio stuff. But I get it, Hollywood. I get that feeling too. A good day's work. I just don't understand somebody who has to make excuses about why they can't do it.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what job you have. I mean, you could be a janitor. I don't even care.
You to be a street sweeper. I don't give a
It
shit.
doesn't matter. It's the point of feeling accomplished when you get off work.
Why do people don't want to be feeling accomplished?
Because they're pieces of turd. They're the little poop emoji.
And Commander's exactly right. Many women these days be with jobless men, and Jason said the same damn thing. Why do so many women out there date and stay loyal to the ones without a job? I want to know that one.
Why? Because they...
Now for something completely different.
A vital part of everyday life. A fun place where fun things happen.
WMMR DB Rockford.
If you're just joining us right now on the radio, we're here on the Morning Madhouse. We're talking about not only life after tragedy, but men getting a damn job for once. And it's led to that. We got some more topics. We're going to do an extended edition of Thanksgiving show for the Madhouse. But answer that question.
Jason's?
Yes.
Why do so many women out there date and stay loyal to those without a job? To be honest with you, me personally, I have no idea. But a lot of women will be like, because the sex is good.
And what Jason just said, at a certain point, a big dick and being good in bed only goes so far, though.
And that is 100% true, because eventually, ladies, you're going to wisen up and you're going to be like, yeah, I am so tired of paying for this guy.
You know, I had a friend that was left destitute because of a worthless piece of shit. Worthless piece of shit. Didn't freaking want to do good for themselves. Do you believe that if you're not making it, you get a second job? I do.
Yeah.
You got to find a way to hustle.
Yeah.
I'm always been a hustler.
And there's been numerous times, to be honest with you, where I've sat here going, maybe I should get a second job. And Hollywood looks at me and goes, when? When?
Even though I work like that.
I mean,
I think you're the same way. You got to work.
Technically, you do have two jobs. I mean, you've got one.
I got it all. You know what? I should get Mike on here. Mike, freaking, you need to come in on the show, man. I'd like to get his opinion on this.
Yeah, because he's the younger generation.
The younger generation.
We need
why
a younger
in the
generation
hell
point of view
that a lot of the younger ones, you know what? The worst thing I've ever heard was, I don't want to be a worker bee. I was like, oh, fuck no.
God, I know who said that too. And that's the part that's irritating.
It is. It's irritating as hell. But I do want to know why in the hell.
Why do people think they do not have to?
And Mike Ball's going to be joining us on the show.
Right there.
I love my little Mikey.
Give me 5. He's got to go poopies.
He's got to poop.
You got to go poopies.
But what do you think about that? A man that could do something for their family ends up hurting the one that it was actually trying.
I
don't think they're men at all, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's not a real man. Because, I mean, if the man is going to sit on his ass and not bother because they don't want to be a worker bee, the ones you're hurting is the ones that are killing themselves every day going to work to support you and their family.
Mm-hmm.
Which in turn, if you think about it,
how did the roles reverse where a woman goes to work and a man stays home?
I mean, I've seen that happen, but most of the time the husband ends up going stir crazy and they end up going to get a job. But in some situations, they don't do that.
So do you find it where, okay, if you did have a job and the money was low, don't you think you should hustle?
You got to do what you got to do. Because, I mean, come on, people, these bills nowadays, even groceries is ridiculous. And if you're not going to be there and support your significant other and support your family, you're worthless.
And how do they turn it on somebody?
They blame the other person.
They blame and this usually happens with men against women. They'll blame the woman. It's like, dude, the hell's wrong with you?
Or you'll hear well, what do I got to work for? You're working.
That's a big one.
I mean, I've heard that. What do I got to work for?
So if
Shiz.
somebody has a full-time job, I think it'd be honorable to go out and, do a hustle like Uber, or I still don't know what DoorDash is.
Same thing as it's like DoorDash is food delivery.
Okay, food delivery.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't care if you go deliver
basically-
pizzas.
You basically put DoorDash. It's an app. You put it on your phone, and you can go to
And I think
pick up people's food.
that Commander is right there. Most women be with jobless men have low paying jobs as well. And they're the ones that are actually out there killing themselves.
Mhm.
Diana, happened to me, blamed me. Yeah, it's because he's a piece of shit, but you don't want to go there with me.
Yeah. Don't get Hollywood started on that one, Diane.
You think you know somebody, and it's like, wow,
And you
what
really
a
don't.
fucking act.
And she said earlier, like a comment before that, she says because they're selfish.
I don't know why you and her don't text, but
And
anyway.
they are selfish. They're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about if they have a wife or if they have kids. They're only thinking about
That's what I
themselves.
always thought about a wife. You're supposed to take care of your wife. I've always believed that. She's down on her knees taking care of you.
You gotta take
You got to take care of her. That's just the way I have always thought. Jason, who is more likely to cheat? The man who works all the time with a woman sitting at home with no job, or a woman who works all the time with a man at home and no job? What do you think about that? I think it's the man that sits at home all the time.
I was gonna say the man that sits at home all the time because
they're more likely to cheat.
Because she's not home, and she'll say it's her fault that he did it because she's not home because she's always working.
We got Mikey in the house, man, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say about this. He has controls. I don't know why he's waiting for me to bring him in.
All right, easy.
Hell, get yourself in the room, stupid.
Yikes. I don't just invite myself in.
So I'm going to give you a situation.
He
here.
doesn't want to invite himself into the threesome now that we have. Oh, gross.
He's always welcome in with me. He's like my kid brother, this kid.
No, he's our child.
No, he's more my kid brother.
No, he's my son. Leave him
But,
alone.
Now let me give you a scenario here.
Sure.
You have a man that maybe he has a job, but the income is not there. I believe he has the obligation to get off his ass, get a second job, and take care of shit.
Yeah, it's up to him to do that, though. I mean, execution is everything. The thing is I think we lack in this society. It's just we have a lot of laziness. I think it boils down to not necessarily people just sitting there wallowing in debt and not have money or anything. I think that they come up with excuses as to why they can't either have a second job or why they can't or they don't have enough time. Well, I love that excuse, because the honest truth is if you go through your day and you figure out how much time you're actually spending on productive things and things that are just you doing absolutely nothing, you're actually wasting way more time during your day than you even know. You could be spending that time hustling on something else. But that's not the mentality of others. Mentality of others is I want to get home to be able to watch TV, let's just say. Well, forget that, forget the down chill of watching TV. Why not then create let's say a YouTube channel and work on that or whatever, there's always some sort of side hustle, but that's the way I look at things.
Well, it's like my dad raised me to always work because the only way to be someone in life and to be successful in life is to always have a job. So it's like, I felt bad. I mean, I had my daughter, I took 2 weeks paid vacation and went back to work.
What about
it's like, because I got to work.
What about Mike? I'm going to give you a scenario here. This was happening to somebody where the man wasn't taking care of business for the wife, decided that He wanted to go fuck around or whatever the hell some men do,
Mhm.
and go through a divorce or something, and next thing you know, leaves her destitute when she was the one trying.
Right. And you can't be a man that is demanding that kind of uh status, and also being able to like have, let's just say, multiple women or something like that. Like that's obviously what the dude was trying to do. He wanted to have multiple options. You can't demand that kind of like level unless you have that type of status, whether that be that, money, you've got to have something. You cannot be a jobless, worthless nothing and expect that your woman's gonna, and stick around, especially if you're effing off on the side. You know what I mean?
I mean, we
Can't
got it.
expect them to stick around.
I mean, we know that there are exceptions to the rule for people not having a job. Okay. Like, okay, Mikey. He's missing a leg.
But he hustles.
But he hustles because he still wants to do what he's got to do to make his family stay afloat.
Mhm.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is so check it out. Like I to this very moment, I have yet to receive any type of compensation, disability, anything. I'm still fighting with my lawyer against the government for my Social Security disability because I've been declined that a million times. So I have been declined. I have zero income in that type of area, right? So I've gone almost now 3 years with this. So that means 3 years of zero income. So 3 years of zero income, no one can survive off of, right? It's just impossible.
And
So
we're going to
what
address
what
you, Diana.
what do you have to do? You have to, at that point, this is a hustle culture. You have to make it somehow. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
that's what I have done is whatever it's been a hustle, including YouTube. You saw me take up this where you gave me the channel and I took over. When I took over, I took it full force. I wasn't playing around. I said
Exactly.
I'm going to take this for real.
Mikey
I treat it like a job.
Yeah, Mike did take it to the next
He
level.
took that channel to the next level.
What do you think, Mike, about this? And we're going to discuss an issue with Diana here. Yeah, Mike, I was told there was no time, but he sat and watched TV and was on his phone and Facebook, meaning
Exactly.
he did have time to get a second job and help her out.
Of course, it's they do have the time, and that's always the excuse that we don't have enough time. Well, you actually do have enough time. Um, that's obviously someone that's disorganized and someone that hasn't like utilized a calendar and or one of those calendars that break down your day. I know people that run their day half hour by half hour, hour to hour. I try to actually I've actually tried to be more like that, run hour per hour, but that's even more hardcore than I'm used to. But if you run your course of just your day hour by hour, you'll notice that you have so much more free time than you actually think.
So it was just an excuse.
It's always an excuse. Yes.
And during an incident, they leave people destitute, the women. That's what I can't stand. They don't care if they're living on the streets.
Right. Well, okay. It's fine if you're single and if you are a man that has no children, you have no responsibilities, and that's the way you want to live that way. You know what I mean? If there's no one relying on you, there's no, but that's not what us as men are here on this planet to do in the first place. We're not here to just lounge around and not support ourselves, first of all. I mean, we have to be able to do that. And then second of all, we're supposed to be providers. And whatever type of sense you can do, you're supposed to provide. And where's that's lame to me that she was just laid out to dry.
It's horrible, if you ask me. How do you lay
I agree.
somebody out to dry and give them nothing to get ahead after they supported you? That's for China down and you, Mike.
What?
How do they do? How they live with themselves? How would they look at
Because they're
themselves?
selfish. They don't care.
And then you see that, hey, they're
they
going
don't-
on vacation. It's like, well, wait a second. You got somebody here that depended on you,
Basically
and you threw them
supported you.
away.
Basically supported you. Because they're a piece of garbage. That's why they need to be thrown in the garbage.
Mike,
I just think that we're in a very, like what she said was selfish, and it's true. It's a selfish society we live in, and I don't know what happened to the modern men. I guess the modern men have turned into like this general just clump of pussies that can't handle it, and I guess that's life. Life is going to weed out the weak, and only the strong survive. And right now is going to really test a lot of people, because whether people like to admit it or not, we're going right through a recession right now as we speak, and it's only
You-
going to get worse and worse here the next 2 years. So
you-
let's go ahead and see how people survive this.
Diana, don't worry about giving too much information. The Madhouse crew,
Don't
tight.
mind it.
We're all tight here.
We're super tight.
We're a close-knit group in here, so you never could give too much info.
You know what? I'm gonna try BD here and get his information.
Yeah,
Usually, I like fucking.
Yeah,
with him.
but is the sound gonna work this time? Last time
For real.
Last time you called BD and nobody could hear him.
Nobody can hear him.
But
But anyway,
I'll test it. I'll make sure.
It went to voicemail.
can you put him in on this one, Mike?
Well, I can always
See-
send them the text of the actual link. I can do that.
Yeah, send him that. Tell him we want him on.
All right.
Put on Black
Go ahead and
Thunder.
try to do this.
Chocolate Thunder.
And
Chocolate Thunder.
Commander Bell said to Diana, I work too hard. I know I have health issues. Thank God I have a pension. What do you think about a woman that has a health problem and the men just throw them away?
Again, piece of shit. That's pathetic.
lame.
You know what? When you're with somebody, whether you're married or not, you basically are with that person for better or for worse.
Facts.
And like in the wedding vows, in sickness and in health.
Mm-hmm.
It's like God, we wouldn't.
That's why I wish you would text Diana. That way
We
you
wouldn't
can help
even
her.
like if it was based on whether you're healthy or not healthy. Hollywood and I probably wouldn't be together because we're both fucked up.
More you than me, but
but it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship and you want to be with that person. You got to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that includes health problems.
that's absolutely a fact. I mean,
If
for
you're
instance,
if you're gonna ditch somebody because they ended up with a health condition, you're a piece of shit.
Go ahead, Mike. On
I
that.
agree. I mean, look, here's something to give a good example, right? Like my old lady that I'm with now, I met her 5 months after I was amputated. So that shows right there that someone that accepted me for who I was and still does to this day. You know what I mean? That didn't look at me as some sort of like freak or different or whatever, you know what I mean? Though it doesn't limit my ability. Now that's one thing that, but it did actually, I got to take it back. I mean, it did take it. Remember, I was off my leg for 88 days because of an actual issue. So that actually was something that the family did have to deal with because I couldn't walk at all for 88 days straight. So yeah, you do have to accept the bad, the good, the ugly, all the inconveniences of health, whatever it is, whatever it may be. You have to have that patience, especially signing up, going into that relationship, knowing that they also might have that health issue as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're already if they gain a health issue during a relationship, obviously, I hate when that's used as an excuse to for the other side to basically back off. That's really lame.
That's petty.
It is, because at that point it shows that you're not a real man at that point. If you're a man doing that shit, you're not a real man. You got to stick by your woman no matter what.
You walk away from your significant other because of a health issue, then you definitely just prove that you were selfish and only out for yourself.
Facts.
That's what it shows me.
You guys carried us. I'm trying to get BD in here.
Well, and I did too. I said join now, and I sent him the link. And
it is Thanksgiving. He might be busy.
Oh, he's Black Thunder.
He's Black Thunder.
He'll make an excuse. He'll make
an excuse. He's busy. He's busy. We're traveling.
I hope Diane comes in because I just sent her the link.
Did you?
Yeah, she needs help. She needs help from the Madhouse crew.
She might not want to be visually seen.
Well, she's on with you.
Jason, I'm not very religious, but marriage normally takes place in a church of some kind, and most people don't do that when I'm mid-reading.
I know. I realize it goes over your face. It doesn't bump us up anymore.
Try to turn away from and keep religion out of everything nowadays. Well, yeah, people do try and keep it out of it. But I don't know. I mean, we got married in the church, but I know a lot of people that did not get married in a church, but you're still getting married before God. It doesn't really matter where you get married.
Right. It doesn't, as long as you care for the person.
PD doesn't work holidays.
Damn Black Thunder, man.
What a butthole. God, what did you do to him yesterday that he does not want to be reached?
Hey, he went on the show and we went crazy on there. That's what happened.
Right.
Yeah, I heard road rage.
How do you think somebody can move on in life and get over something like this?
You mean for someone like her?
What about mental abuse, not doing what you're supposed to do as a man, and really screwing up somebody?
So on the male side?
No, on the woman's side.
On the woman's side. Well, on the woman's side. On the woman's side, I would say, first of all, it's understanding and accepting that they're the lowlifes and it wasn't you, first of all. Second of all, what I would also, though I haven't had to utilize, like I said in the comments earlier, I haven't had to utilize therapy for my traumatic accident, let's just say, but that doesn't mean that therapy doesn't work for a many of things. I actually believe that everyone should have somebody to talk to be real. So I say strongly, I highly advise everyone to actually have somebody to chat with, somebody to have a therapist or whatever to bounce your shit off of, and it can help you wildly. But just understand,
therapist, it could be a close friend.
And that too, but you also want to be able to have that where you can let loose and not have that judgment with a close friend either. I mean, because we don't necessarily want to let all of the information out because a lot of it can be vulnerable. So it's good to have that person that doesn't have that connection with you.
How does somebody get over that vulnerability? Once they feel vulnerable, how do they get over that?
I think it's good to feel vulnerable. I think it's a good thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. And that's even what I say about even true brotherhood. You can't even have true brotherhood unless you have vulnerability within it.
Mm-hmm.
So vulnerability is a good thing to an extent. Now, like I was saying, with something like what she dealt with, you just got to understand that they're just pieces of shit. They're not the ones. She's not. She didn't do anything wrong in that aspect. It's the dude that is a lame, and understanding that he's a lowlife. And if you understand that, understanding empathy, put yourself in their shoes, you see what they did and how they handled the situation, and they handled it completely lame. That's on them. That's on them. That's not a you problem. That's a them problem. And you would have rather found out now than 10 years down the line. I would way rather find out that stuff now so I can be prepared, can handle the situation and or move on.
Left or destitute. How does somebody do that where they don't care if they even throw them on the streets.
You know,
He's
it,
speechless.
it's hard. It's hard because it's true, and I know that people have gone through. I know a lot of people have gone through that, both men and women actually. Mostly.
And Mikey's freezing up there right now.
Nice. That's kind of a cute face.
That is, ain't it?
Got bad internet for some odd reason. Do you guys hear me still?
Yeah, you're good. You're
Yeah,
back to
you're good now.
to not being frozen, looking like you have to-
I only have one bar. I don't know what's going on right now. It shows 1 out of 3, but
Well, you
I
are
might
in
freeze up again.
California.
It's California.
I don't know. It's too early. That's what it is. See, now that it's going back up. But at this point, when it comes to something like that, support system is a good thing. Obviously, you know, it's hard to do anything in life without a support system. Your support system is extremely important. And second of all, I would utilize any type of government assistance at that point. You know, any type of things that you can get put on, which you can get put on a lot of things. They really do help people, for instance, that are like, let's say, women that have been basically left out to dry. They have lots of different programs that you can go into, not only for food stamps, let's just say, but there's tons of different things. Like there's even housing and stuff like that that you can actually get.
Maybe it's because I think different as a man, China Doll, but I just can't see somebody doing that to somebody else that they proclaim the love.
Right.
And it's because it probably he I'm just gonna say he probably never really gave a crap to begin with.
Do you think that could be the case?
I think maybe he just wanted to skate by and have somebody like a mom figure take care of him.
Oh,
And I don't mean in a sexual way. I mean literally just take care of him while he sat back and, you know, whether he was working or not, I don't know. But he just wanted, it was like he had mommy issues. He wanted somebody to take care of him just like his mom. Maybe he should move back in with his mom.
I think people get very vindictive. You know, I think that the true love was there, and then all of a sudden that something goes awry, and then feelings change, because feelings change every single moment nowadays. That I love you one day, I hate you the other day type of ordeal. There's a lot of situations that people are in those type of situations.
Well, we're gonna have Diana come in here. She has to unmute her mic though. She don't want to be on camera, which is cool. Are you there, Diana?
Hello.
Oh, listen to that cute voice.
Hi.
I told you she probably wouldn't want to be on camera raw.
Well, no worries.
Well, it's perfect. It's like a perfect call in right now. It's like a high end call in right now. So we're good.
So we're gonna let Diana, talk about her story, what she's going through, and hopefully everybody can help her out. Go ahead, Di.
No pressure here. Thanks a lot.
I told you I'd guide you through it.
Yeah, I'm really guided. Thanks.
Therapy group.
Okay, so yeah, I was with this guy that said, "Yeah, I'm gonna, take care of you," and I thought he was my dream guy, and I totally fell in love and was 100% devoted. And he knew I had health problems, and money got tight, and well, I thought money was fine, and then he refused to get a second job, and then turned out to be abusive, and then basically left me with all the credit card debt because he was in bankruptcy and then refused to get a second job. So I left because of the abuse. And then, so now I have the credit card debt, and, but he says he's going to pay it off with the help of mommy and daddy.
I wouldn't trust him.
Wow.
It's in the documents saying that, it's going to be paid off by this date. So it's basically contempt of court if it's not paid off by that date. So I do not trust him
What
as
do
far
you
as I
think?
could possibly throw him.
What do you think, Mike, about her situation right now?
It's way unfortunate. It's way
Right.
unfortunate. I like it pisses me off, you know. Especially when it's not even where it's just laziness at this point. The dude's actually abusive as well. Like it's on top of crap, right? And I don't blame her for making that decision. Now her being left with his bullshit credit card debt is insane. That's absurd. So what I'm guessing is he had shit credit, had no money, used your credit card, or was one of those authorized personnel to be able to have his own card under your account or whatever, and then racks up all of this credit card debt and then leaves you out to hang to dry because he's not okay with the situation anymore or whatever, and you're not okay. Boom, you guys split, and now you have all this debt because of him, which is insane. That's insane. Like that obviously the court is going to tell him he has to pay all of that off, but the thing is he actually going to do it?
Well, if he doesn't, I'm going to go to the judge or whatever and make sure he does.
As you should.
Mhm.
How has this affected you mentally, Diana?
Very badly. I mean, I thought like he was the one. He presented himself as everything I was like looking for. I was a single mom for 12 years and had 4 jobs at one time and got no child support from another very bad man. And I'm a very strong woman, and it just really knocked me on my ass, if I could say that word. And
Yeah,
No,
you can.
you
on this
can.
one.
And how long, if you guys don't mind me asking, how long were you guys together during this
not
whole
very long. I mean, not very long. It was a whirlwind, and I was very guarded. It was only like a year, and I know I sound
right?
stupid, but I
No, it
was super
doesn't, because
guarded before
it
that.
does
I
affect,
never like trusted anyone.
So you opened yourself up to someone that you thought you could trust. He took advantage of that situation because of being pathetic. Not to mention the abuse. And we all know that all 3 abuses come usually in one: the mental, emotional, and physical. Usually it gets all rolled together because it's for him a control issue. He wanted to have full control of everything and anything, including your money.
Well, more than that, I think, but that's something Diane would have to talk about
Well,
if she wanted to.
Well, that's why I'm just going with the knowledge that I have right now.
No, you're correct. The physical wasn't until the last thing that made me flee. The physical wasn't the worst. It was more the mental. And then for me, it was after I left was like the icing on the cake.
What do you think when it comes to mental abuse,
Well,
Mike?
I want to commend her for leaving.
Well, yeah, a lot of women don't.
Because a lot of women will just let the situation continue, and you should be very proud of yourself for getting out of that. And you should literally be patting yourself on the back for getting out of that situation.
Thank you so much.
Well, there was zero benefit as well for her to stay as well. I mean, what also makes it really hard for women to stay during an abusive relationship is because they are being financially supported. And so that usually is what makes it really hard because of the comfortability aspect. Well, that dude wasn't providing shit. You know what I mean? So that guy was completely worthless. And I'm glad that Diana got completely out of that situation, because that guy obviously was not going to provide any serious value or any type of family value to her and her kids.
I mean, you're right. I also wanted to add that for me, it was a fleeing when he was not home, and my voice is getting shaky. I have a big SUV, and I piled it full of every necessity, and blankets, and I had no family support and didn't know where I was going to go. So I was willing to sleep in my car, and luckily I had a friend available, and I stayed at her house. And so I went there, and I said I was just going to stay for a day, and then that's when I permanently left. But he was providing me with shelter, and I was willing to sleep in my car. Um, and when I left, he works in IT security, so he hacked Facebook, Google, Instagram, all of my social media, all of my Google accounts, all of my email, and took
Wow.
over all my passwords. And so I'm off all social media. I had to change my phone number. And so I just want to say, because it's Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for you guys giving me a voice, because being outspoken is something, and speaking up against domestic violence is something that I'm passionate about. And I want to thank both of you guys for helping me have that voice and encouraging me. And you guys are amazing and cool. And I'm being totally serious. And it's something that people don't know about, and it's something that it goes under the radar, and you guys are on the radar. You guys are on the radio waves, and it's so important for so many people because they feel stuck. And you know, they are trapped, but there is hope, and there is love, and there are kind people out there. So we just have to find them. And there is hope out there. So I just wanted to say that. So
And Diana, don't allow, and it's going to be really hard for me, for you to even hear this and to like actually know that it's true, but don't allow a couple of scumbags to like ruin what possibly could be amazing in the future later. You know what I mean? Because it's really hard for, us to go through these traumatic events, and then we put this wall up like it's never going to happen again type thing, because it's natural for us to do that. But when we do that, now we're blocking off on maybe some really major good opportunities that could have came our way when we dodged them because we blocked it. So try not too hard to allow, and also obviously don't allow people to walk on top of you, that ordeal. But at the same token, there are people out there that are still good people, that will love you for you. So
And
just remember that.
Diana,
thank you.
Jason, who does live in the same state as we do, said that he actually works for an organization that helps women and children in situations like yours. And it's called Wings.
He said,
It's-
look up the Wings organization.
He said to look up Wings organization. So
Okay.
you might want to look into that and just see what that's all about.
And like Road Rage just said, the Madhouse family has your back, Diane. All of us here, if you need an ear to listen, a shoulder to cry on, or a hand getting up, that's our group right there, man.
This is the kind of people we have.
Aw, thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
What about the mental abuse, Mike? Is that
Another-
you brought up controlling?
It is controlling.
Yeah, no, there's definitely people that are have control issues, and that obviously is going to have an effect on whoever's being controlled.
I always look at it from the angle, Mike, that the ones that want to do that are the weak ones that can't do it to a real man.
Right, they're the actual weak ones, correct? They can't do that to anybody else, so that's the person that they decide to do it to, because that's who they can get away with. To me, it's bullshit. It's lame. If you're gonna be, now, it's one thing if you have like foundation of like boundaries within your actual relationship. That's one thing, but to actually have like this possessive or mental abuse in so many different ways, to me, it's extremely unacceptable. It's just as bad as beating up your old lady, in my opinion. because you really are doing a lot of damage, and people don't even realize it. Or I don't think even people care at this point, because I don't even see people giving a crap about human life in general, let
Well, you gotta
alone
keep
what those feelings are.
you got to keep in mind too, mental abuse is 10 times worse than physical abuse, because in a physical abusive relationship, the bruises go away, the broken bones mend. But in a mental situation, they have full control, basically making you feel like less than a person, that you're worthless. And no, the person that's making you feel that way is a piece of shit. And you are enough, you are worth it. And don't ever let anybody change that feeling that you have deep down inside, which sometimes is very hard to bring back to the surface after being in such a controlling situation. But you need to realize and come to the realization that they wanted to knock you down because they were such a worthless piece of shit that Misery wanted company. And that's what he was going for, was to have you join his misery because he was so crappy.
You know why I think I attached to Diana? And like I said earlier, I really don't attach to women, is when I heard she had seizures.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is somebody who knows what each other's going through. And then
Yeah,
when
being able to relate with people like that.
and when I
It's heavy.
heard there was an incident where she was going through something like that and was just left on the ground, that pissed me off more than anything.
Wow. I'm just hearing that part for the first time. That's way unfortunate.
That's all right, because that's first I heard of that one as well. And that's the worst place to leave a person. I have dealt with Hollywood with seizures for many, many years now. And luckily, medication is doing amazing right now. And that is the last thing that you do for a person, is when they basically, it's like when you fall down, you don't help them up. And
Diana's still on. She can come in at
I
any
know.
time.
Yeah, it's pretty tragic, guys.
I can hear her there. She's listening. I hear her. But
yeah, I don't want to cry on the radio.
it's
It's pretty
okay.
tragic, but you know,
But you got to realize you're better than what he tried to make you out to be.
no, I know that. And yeah, I just get shaky thinking about it. And
Of course.
How does she go about finding herself, Mike?
It's a journey within herself. First of all, time is the healer of all things. It's an unfortunate thing, and I don't know how long ago this happened, but it's something that time will definitely help. And like I said, a support system that she can really rely on.
That's why I told China Doll you should be talking.
Well,
to
let me
Diana.
tell you, she's got a support system now, because this
Well,
man,
obviously,
this
You guys
man
are-
better watch out. He don't want to run into me.
there you go.
well,
what?
I'm working.
It's going to be 2 hits, me hitting him hitting the ground, and then we walk away.
Go ahead. She had something to say.
You guys are awesome. We're also working with a great domestic violence shelter in my area. So they have a lot of services and counseling and stuff, and so it's been super super great. There's also 24-hour hotlines, food resources, medical resources, anything I need. And amazingly, my health has gotten better since I left him. So, just doing a lot of self-care, reflection, using a lot of, um, you know, self-care techniques. And I mean, really, that's it. I mean, I've really come a long way, I think.
And
Become a
I think
stronger person, chopped
you
my hair off, those kind of self-help things. Got some new nail polish, lost 20 pounds.
You go,
So
girl.
yeah, I'm feeling good in a lot of ways.
Dirty Knobs goes, Diana, how did you find the Madhouse crew? Actually, Hollywood, is a schoolmate.
I went to school with
They
Diane.
went to school together. And how did you find us?
I said hi to her.
You just said hi to her one day?
Yeah, you know how I just go on to say hi to people that I used to know? That's what I did.
Well, there it is.
Mhm.
That's how she found us. It's Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's him. It's all from him.
But she does, you know, you all have to congratulate her. She just got a new job.
Yay!
Very
Yay.
nice.
I love it
Yay.
too.
And
I get
that's
to see
always
little
good.
kids all day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially doing something that's cool like that. That's really cool. I like that.
And then you get to send them home with their parents.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Hi,
exactly,
cutie.
right?
Okay, bye.
Okay,
Bye,
thanks.
Go home with mom.
You're a pain in the ass today. Come back with a better attitude tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, you're a baby. Oh, look how cute you are. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Grow up on mom.
But we're gonna have when Diana gets comfortable enough, she can come on the show. Everybody can see her, say hi, and maybe
Well,
get
then
her
I guess-
opinions on other topics.
I guess we should just say welcome to the family.
Absolutely.
Aw, thank you.
And there's lots of them here. So, you know,
Not even you should see the numbers on the worldwide stream right now.
what is the numbers on the
I'm
worldwide
I'm
stream?
looking at it right now as 175,000.
Oh, listen to that. That's how many people can hear you right now.
Woohoo.
How does that make you feel?
Why do I have a voice? Let's go for it.
But you know,
There you
know
go.
what? You're putting yourself out there and you're opening yourself up to things that do go on in this world. And a lot of people don't realize like that there are people out there, like she mentioned, like there's, you know, domestic violence places and people that you can actually talk to and get help from. And there's hotlines, and some people don't know that.
I got to get Guardian Riders on here, man. We got to get him on there and talk about all this kind of stuff. But I
he'll
know,
come on.
I know, Diane, you got a lot going on today and stuff. I just wanted you to know that we're all with you, and you got somebody here. You got China. I'm gonna, you know, if you don't mind, give her your phone number. That way, you guys can text, and hopefully, you know,
Then we're
that
gonna go
helps
hang
ya.
out.
Yeah, there
I
you
would
go.
love that.
We
That
go
sounds
hang out.
awesome.
Woo.
But I'll let you go, Diane. Hopefully, you
right.
continue watching the show, and hopefully that helped you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thanks for
Bye,
having me
Diane.
on, and happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
You
Happy
too.
You
Thanksgiving.
too. Bye. And that was Diane. She is a classmate of mine, and
She sounds so adorable.
she is. She's just an adorable person and stuff. Very lucky to have her as a friend. Very lucky. But Mike, what do you think about a wrap up here? What we've been talking about, and what you got coming on?
Well, I just speaking of what I just did yesterday, I had Black Dragon on, and then believe it or not, the day before, I was doing a live stream with viewers. So I had a whole bunch of people come on that wanted to come on from the chat. And believe it or not, Nitro from the Garden Riders also joined me on that, which was super fun. And he got to school quite a few of us on a couple of topics, which were great. We've got this Sunday coming up, and then I have a live stream myself that I'm going to be doing Saturday. So I'm going to be doing that myself. That's a separate thing. But on this topic, man, it's very unfortunate because I do know that there is an influx of these beta males that are coming around. It's like this I don't know, like this bitch mentality, you know, like they don't want to do anything for themselves, let alone anybody else, but they expect to be in a relationship and have a woman like care for them and shit like that. Like it blows my mind. It blows my mind when it's like, dude, like you have to have some sort of value in your relationship. You have to bring something. And if you're not going to provide any of that value and you're not even going to you're going to abuse me at the same time, like dude, like get the hell out of here. That's some lame bitch shit. That's what it is.
Well, where is the values anymore in people?
I
Nobody
don't-
has values anymore,
Mm,
China.
No, they don't, to be honest. They don't have common sense and they don't have values. And it's sad because, common sense, I mean, it just speaks for itself. And values, you got to, I guess some people just don't have enough respect for themselves to respect other people. And that's where they fail. You got to respect yourself to respect others and to get respect. You got to give it to get it. And if you're not going to give it, you're not deserved of receiving it in return. And I don't know why values have crushed. And I think a lot of it, I guess you can blame people for how they raise their kids or the ignorance of the kids now, the younger generation. And I'm not knocking you, Mikey, because you're an old soul, but the ignorance of how some kids are because they only worry about themselves. Because why? Because a lot of the parents are just handing them everything. These kids have no responsibilities. And that's the biggest problem I'm noticing. Because why? Oh, well, here, honey, here's a debit card. We're going to put so much money on it for you. And this is what you get to do, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's not teaching them responsibility. That's not teaching them how to survive in this world. Yeah, we have a daughter that's very successful, but she's book smart. Street smart, not so much. Voting smart, she sucks. But but it's like, we try to instill things on our kids. The problem is the kids aren't listening. They're closed-minded.
And that leads to situations like this.
It does. People need to be open-minded. You need to start instilling better values in your kids. Like, okay, it's Thanksgiving. Do the old school tradition of going around the table while you're eating and talk about what you are thankful for. And I swear to God, if those kids say their phones, take their phones and frickin' throw them.
For real. Mm-hmm.
I am so grateful for my iPhone because I got the new one. No, stop spoiling your damn kids with all these damn electronics and make them learn how to get themselves up on their own feet. Make them like my dad did. I know Hollywood was raised better than that. You're 16, get a damn job and take care of your own business. Stop handing everything down to your kids so they don't have to learn responsibility.
There you go. That's China out right there. We're going to let you go for Thanksgiving, maybe. She's going to be here tomorrow at, what is it, 8 o'clock? You're going to be running the show on your own.
I will be by myself because
Oh,
Hollywood.
wait, you're by yourself?
Yes, Hollywood
Then,
has an early
then I'll show up in the morning then. I'll be
Yay,
there.
it's me and Mike.
There you go, here and Mike. But anyway, guys, you all have a good one. And we'll talk to you later.
And that's it for a Motorcycle Madhouse Morning Mayhem.